In order to do problem number 3 from problem set 1-2 called late to work, the first thing you need to do is scroll down to the data sets in chapter 1. Click on data sets, univariate data sets, and here's late to work. Click on that. It will automatically open up a Fathom file. And so we can work with this Fathom file now. Notice that when you open it up, in Fathom is already what's called a collection and a table based on that collection, and here's a descriptive text of what's going on. Notice that you can only see 8 of the values in the table, but in fact if you scroll down you can see that there were 120 people who were late. In the company altogether there were 278 employees. To create a table, click on the graph icon, hold, and drag down to the work area. And then what we want to do is click on the variable late minutes and drag down to where it says drop an attribute here, let go. That's a very small graph, so what we can do is resize it. And here is a dot plot. It's truncated here, and what we can do is learn how to resize. What I'm going to do is try to zoom in on this area here. Only one person turned out to be late 180 minutes. So we can, for a moment, ignore this, remembering that there was this one person who came in very late, and look at what's happening here. So here's how in general you can move the scales around. When you place the cursor over the scale in the middle, the hand moves straight up, and then you can translate to the right. So I'm translating to the right and when it's in the middle. When I move now the cursor on the scale to the right, the hand turns to the right, and now I can stretch in this direction. Or when I move to the left, I can stretch in this direction. Another way of achieving the same thing, I'm going to do Control Z and get back. Another way of doing the same thing is put the cursor here, but hold down Control, and the icon is a zoom in icon, and now I'm zooming in on that area. If I go too far, I can stretch back out, or I can stretch in this direction. The question asks about 6 people that were all late the same number of minutes. If we look here, we can see a stack of dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you look in the lower left-hand corner, you can see the number 7. As I go to the stack to the left, you'll see it switch to 6, or one to the right, you'll see it switch to 8. So there were, in fact, 6 people who were late 7 minutes. We can go to the table, slide down, and see, if we count the 7s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can also get a summary table by clicking on Summary, dragging it down to this area, and then we're going to grab the late minutes attribute and drop it right there. We can see the mean or average number of late minutes was 9.17 minutes. If we right click, we can add the 5-number summary, and when we pull down and expand, we can see, now we can see the minimum Q1, which is the 25th percentile, median Q3, which is 75th percentile, and the maximum, and here they are, 1, 3, 6.5, 11, and 180. And if we right click, we can also add the basic statistics, which adds in addition now the count, that was 128 dots, the standard deviation, which is a measure of spread, the standard error, and also the count of missing, which is 0, and we won't be talking about that. So that's an introduction how to create basic information with Fathom.